Hello viewers, welcome to Union Autonomous College. Today we are going to discuss about the previous part, and that part must be extended in this part 2 section, that is known as database access in JSP. We are learning some extra commands which are not covered in your previous topic. In this section we are learning here how to insert and how to update and how to delete. Now we can focus on that slide. In this database connection we are also learning some insert operations which is implemented in our JSP part, but through this insertion, and that is the most important part, and that insertion must be written in our DBMS concept through that programming part, and that programming part must be written like that. Whenever user write some insert operation in their program, first of all a user must type this tag is known as a paste directive tag and written here attribute known as import. In that import attribute we are mentioning some three type of packages: IO package, util package and SQL package. Then we are also importing some two another package known as Sublet and HTTP and normal generic Sublet package. Then we are mentioning here tag lib directive in that part, and here prefix as written as C, and that C means this directive means son.com and JSP JSTL/core, and that is must be written as C prefix. The next java.son.com JSP, then JSTL, then SQL, that is written as SQL. It is written in the two prefix way in our program, but similarly it can be written in our HTML program. First of all write here HTML, then we are writing here heading section. In that heading section we are mentioning there is a title that is known as insert operation. In that insert operation we are easily write some code. Through that code we are mentioning some data in it, and then we are mentioning a body section. In that body section we are writing some command like SQL : then set data source. It is known as a custom tag library command, that is known as SQL set data source taglib directive, or you can say is a taglib tag, and written as a var with specific variable named as snapshot. Then also we are mentioning a driver with a specific driver type that is known as MySQL type driver com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Then we are mentioning here URL. We have set up the URL through which we can make a connection with our specific type database which are created in our MySQL, that is named as JDBC : MySQL : then // then we are mentioning here localhost then /test. In this way we written like that is known as URL. Then you are mentioning here user name means user ID written as root, then mentioning your password which is named as pass123 is a password. Through this password we can make a connection with our MySQL database. Next we are writing here some command like SQL update data source. That means we want to insert in that table, means employee table. In that way we are always prefer to use this is known as custom tag SQL : update, and through this custom tag we are easily mentioning in our programming part, and that is written as a data source, and here written as equal to $, then snapshot, then we are written as a var equal to result, and here in that var we are mentioning we are storing as a result, and in this section we are declaring this insert command or insert tag in our programming part. This is written as insert into table name means employees with values 104, then 2, then we are mentioning that is known as Noah and Ali, and instead of this two name we can write any name. You can write your name also, that is known as a first name, that is known as a last name. That means in this way we are inserting our data in our tabling part. And next we are written like if a user is inserting that record in their table, similarly user want to retrieve that record from that table from employees. In this way we can also write this command SQL : query with is named as data source equal to $, snapshot, then var equal to result. In this we are writing this tag. In that tag we are mentioning here select star from table named as employees. Through this employee section we can easily retrieve some data from our database to our table part, which is written, which is always displayed in our web browser, which is created through this table command. Okay, through the table tag we are creating a frame. In that frame we are displaying our fetched record which are fetched from our database, which is stored in our employee ID, first name, last name, next age, which are stored in that part. So in this way we are executing our insert operation in our JSP section. Next we are learning what is the use of that delete operation in that JSP part. In this section we know that through this delete command we are easily, it is a part of your DML part. Through that delete command we want to delete at a time whole record, or we want to delete some data according to the user requirement. If a user want to delete the first record, it will be deleted. If a user want to delete second record, it will be deleted according to the requirement of a user. If a user want to make this requirement must be fulfilled through some JSP commands which are written in this slide. Let us focus on it. Here in this slide, first of all, also we are importing some package like similar package means the IO package, util package, then SQL package also imported, which is not written here, but still it is present in that part. Next we are importing the Sublet package and Sublet HTTP and Sublet star, means both generic Sublet as well as HTTP Sublet package is imported in that section. Next we are written here taglib directive. In that taglib directive we are fixing here prefix like C and another prefix like SQL. In this way we are mentioning a user defined taglib section. In that part we are mentioning here some HTML commands. Through that HTML command user can write the delete operation in it, but how it will be represented now we are learning here. Then we can write a head section. In that head section we are mentioning the title of this program, that is known as delete operation. In that delete operation then we are starting your body section. In that body section we are mentioning some SQL set data source custom tag library. Then we are mentioning your type, that is known as the var, with some variable named as value, that is snapshot. Then we are taking another attribute named as driver. In the driver we are mentioning that section that is named as driver equal to com.mysql.jdbc.driver. It's known as a MySQL driver. Then we are setting similar way URL jdbc:/mysql:/localhost then test. In this way mentioning the data source address. Then we are setting your user with a value root, then setting a password pass 123. In this way section making a one connection with our MySQL database. Next we are creating C:set var, means here this section, this prefix is used instead of this whole HTTP command, which is known as java.sound.com. Through this JSTL way we are creating some dynamic and advanced way of database connection. Through this C:set we are making a set variable with employee ID with some values 103. That means we are making a section here setting the value. Those values user want to delete from their data record. Next we are setting here SQL:update with a data source. The data source written as snapshot with some var written as a count. Then we are creating another command like delete from that table named as employees where ID question mark means it is denoted as which values if a user want to delete from their programming part. Next we are written here SQL:param value then employee ID. This employee ID generally is making a section here that is known as C:set. In that tag we are mention the section which record we want to delete from the employees table, and that variable must be setted here, that is written as param. Param means parameter, which parameter value you want to delete from the data record. Next we are close that update section. Then we can start SQL query data source, that means user want to retrieve data from their data record source, that means the data is deleted their table or not. In this way we are written here, which is already discussed in the previous section, and in this way we are retrieving each and every data from our data source, very suitable and very effective way. Next we are learning what is the use of that update operation in our programming part. We know that whenever user want to create any type of operation in their programming part, we are always prefer to use that update operation. That means User can easily create their table very suitable way, and also inserting some data in it, no problem, and also easily delete some data in their table, there is no problem. If a user want to close their program, there is also no problem, but we have a most important focus on their part, that is known as how to make some updation in their program. Without updation, we never design each and every part in our programming section. That's why we always prefer to make a update section in our JSP part. Let us focus on that slide. Here we are written like, that is known as a %@ page import, then written is some package named as sublet.http. Next we are importing some package like subletx. And in these are two sublet packages which is used in our program, and we are also importing some taglet file, and through this taglet file we are automatically making some prefix which is automatically used in their part. And next we are learning here how to create that update operation, which must be used in our programming part. Next we are defining here HTML tag. In that HTML tag we are declaring head section. In that head section we declare delete operation. Then we can close that heading section. Next we are starting here body section. In this section we are generally designing here HTML part. In that HTML section we are declaring here heading section. In that heading section we are generally creating some title, and that title named as delete operation. And that means this delete operation can also be preferred in their part. We can, instead of that delete operation, we can write some in other parameter like we want to update operation. There is no problem. In this title section we can write anything else. There is no any problem related to that part. And then we can starting your body section. In this body section we are generally declaring some SQL set source, data source custom tag library, and that is written as SQL : set data source var, and it is written as snapshot. And then we are writing here driver. In that driver we are mentioning some driver tag library, and it is written as com.mysql.jdbc.driver. Then we are setting here URL. In that URL we are mentioning a jdbc : mysql, then : /localhost, then /test. Then we are setting here user ID, and that is known as root. Then we are setting here password, that is named as pass123. Then in this way we are setting the password and user ID in it. Then we are creating a C : set var, means we are setting the values in our programming part, which is most effective way of execution, and it is a general way of implementation through which we can be very easier way to acting in our database part. Next we are mentioning here we want to update which part of record in our table. We are setting here C : set var, we are written as a employee ID. We are taking as a uniqueness through that employee ID. Then we are setting here value, and that value should be 102, and that 102 value should be updated, and it is written as SQL : update data source. Then we are written is $snapshot, then var count. Then we are mentioning here update employees set, where last is known as Ali. Then this section, this update value should be updated, and it is setting the value parameter like SQL : param value equal to $employee ID. In this way this employee ID value should be updated in our program, and we are making that is known as /SQL : update. That means this part should be updated in our programming section. Next we are mentioning here how to access it, and this part should be updated, and that is written as SQL query data source written as snapshot var result select star from employees, and through this command we can be executed here. And if a user is running this program and this program is automatically invoked, that means value should be automatically changed and updated, and that value whenever updated it can be displayed in our programming part. And if a user is making its update very successful way, and its data should be retrieved from their data part, and data part should be retrieved through this command written as SQL : query data source $, then snapshot var result, and written as select star from table name employees. and that SQL colon query should be end in this way. Then we write in as table border equal to 1. Here we are making a border 1 with some width 100% and employee ID, first name, last name, then age written in this part. In this way we are making a table. In that table section we can easily retrieve some data from our data records, which is very effective way of data retrieving section which are displaying in our monitor screen. So it is a general way of implementation which is used in our programming part, but if a user want to use any other type of operations, if a user want to use like alter operation, that alter operation is also possible if a user making it very effective way of designing it in our programming part, and is written like instead of that update we can add like alter. If a user write alter, we can change this data record source from their part. Already discussed about this part, that is known as update operation. Here already we are learning that is known as employee ID, which is a part of the heading of that table, and in this table we have 4 columns, that is known as employee ID, first name, last name, and age. In that field we are retrieving some data from our record source, and that record source must be retrieved in sequentially, which is already defined in the below tags, which is written as C colon for each var equal to row. That means here the var is defined as a variable. In that variable we are defining a row. In that row section can be mentioned here, and that items which is related to that part, that is known as result.rows. And in this section we are taking one part that is known as a table row. In that table row we have some sections, and we can say that we have some fields. In that field we are storing some values in it, and which is retrieved through row.id, row.first, row.last, and row.age. In this way we can easily retrieving from our system record source. So these are specific event which is added in our JSP section. In that JSP section we can easily retrieve or easily update, easily create, alter, many things we can be possible with the help of that database access in JSP. Generally we are learning different sections here, and most probably we are most focused on the database access, which is the most important part in our programming part. We know that without client and server communication there is no any interactive process will be developed. That's why we are always prefer to design any type of application with a specific platform, and that platform must be based on a database access. Without database we never make it as a dynamic. That's why we prefer to use any type of database in their background, and in the front end we prefer any type of programming language. In that programming language we can easily write some code. Through that code we can easily retrieve some information or some data in our database. That means that is known as a record source. It is a general way through which you can process our records which are stored in a database formation. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.